Every evening as the sun dipped below the horizon and the city's noise softened into a lull of distant horns and rustling leaves, a small, skinny puppy made his way through the streets. He was easy to miss, covered in dirt, formatted from days of rain and dust, with a slight limp in one hind leg. Yet every night without fail, he arrived at the same place, the entrance of City Hope Hospital. He didn't bark. He didn't chase cars or beg for food. He simply lay down just outside the revolving doors and waited, curled up tight against the chill, his head resting on his paws, his eyes fixed on the building's bright lobby. Nurses walked past him, some tossing scraps of food or whispering kind words, and a few tried to shoo him away. But no matter the weather or the hour, the puppy remained there, silent and still, as though waiting for someone who never came. Inside the hospital, life moved on in its usual rhythm. Surgeries, emergencies, cries of newborns, tears of parting. Among the hospital staff was Dr. Arjun Mehra, a seasoned surgeon known for his brilliance, his cool-headedness in the operating room, and his emotional distance outside of it. Arjun was not heartless, but he had trained himself to remain unaffected. Loss, after all, was a routine part of his work. He kept his feelings tightly locked away, a necessary sacrifice to carry the weight of life and death decisions every day. And so, when he first noticed the puppy outside the hospital door, he did what he'd trained himself to do, ignored it. It wasn't his problem. Probably just another stray, he told himself. But the puppy didn't leave. Every night for weeks, the little creature returned and settled into his place. And slowly, without meaning to, Arjun began to notice. At first it was a passing glance, then a lingering look, then a moment of hesitation as he exited the building. Something about the dog's unwavering gaze, the way he waited without fail, stirred something unfamiliar inside him. One night, driven by a restless curiosity he didn't fully understand, Arjun stopped in front of him. "Why are you always here?" he muttered. The puppy blinked up at him, his eyes filled with a heartbreaking mix of patience and pain. That night, Arjun offered him half of his granola bar. The puppy sniffed it, then gently took it, chewing slowly, never breaking eye contact. The next night, Arjun brought a towel and placed it beside the puppy. Then a bottle of water. Then a sandwich. He told no one. It wasn't charity or sympathy. At least that's what he convinced himself. It was just routine. But the truth was, something in the puppy's presence softened the fortress around Arjun's heart. The way he showed up every night, alone and hopeful, reminded Arjun of something long buried. A time when he believed in things like loyalty and love, and the idea that waiting for someone could actually mean something. One evening, Arjun decided to follow the dog. He had noticed that the puppy never lingered in the morning. By the time the day shift began, he was gone. Curious to know where he went, Arjun left the hospital early and watched from a distance. The puppy limped along familiar streets, past closed shops and empty sidewalks, until he reached a small alley a few blocks away. Arjun followed at a distance, trying not to spook him. At the far end of the alley, nestled between a cracked wall and a rusted dumpster, was something that stopped Arjun cold, a tiny grave. A small patch of earth had been covered in smooth stones. Beside it lay a faded, torn stuffed bear and a wilted garland of jasmine. The puppy circled the spot once, then lay down beside it, resting his head gently against the mound. He let out a soft whimper, low, mournful, and closed his eyes. Just then, a frail voice startled Arjun. "He comes here every morning," said an elderly man from a nearby tea stall. "Always lies there for a while. Then heads back to the hospital before sunset." Arjun turned, and the man continued. "She used to come to the hospital every week. The girl. A little one. Sweet smile, eyes full of hope. Her name was Anaya. Cancer. That pup was hers. They were inseparable. He'd wait outside for hours while she got her treatment. And when she didn't come out one day, he waited anyway. He's still waiting." The words landed on Arjun like a weight he couldn't shake. He looked at the puppy again, who now stared back at him, and for the first time in years, Arjun felt a sting in his eyes he hadn't allowed in a very long time. That night, Arjun didn't go home. He stayed beside the puppy, sitting quietly in the alley. As the stars blinked above them, he reached down and gently stroked the pup's head. "You don't have to wait anymore," he whispered. "She's not coming back." The puppy looked up at him, his expression unreadable, but he didn't move away. And in that quiet alley, surrounded by shadows and memories, a bond was formed, not just of pity, but of recognition, of shared grief. The next day, Arjun took the puppy to a vet. He got him cleaned, treated his injured leg, and brought him home. The hospital staff was stunned. Dr. Mehra, the man known for being cold and clinical, had adopted a stray? He didn't offer an explanation. He didn't need to. The puppy, now named Shadow, followed him everywhere, from his living room to the hospital, where he would quietly nap near Arjun's office window. Patients began asking about him, and staff started calling him the hospital's guardian angel. But for Arjun, Shadow was more than a companion. He was a mirror, a reminder of a young girl's love and a silent teacher of things Arjun had long forgotten. Each evening, as the city lights flickered on, Arjun would sit beside Shadow, gently running his fingers through the dog's fur, and let the silence do what words never could, heal. And though Anaya never walked out of that hospital, her love had. It had waited patiently at the door until someone, somewhere, was finally ready to feel it.